Oi, oi. It's another All My Bets video. It's Saturday the 21st. We're talking about Ascot Champions Day. So this is probably going to be, there might be a handful more, but this is probably going to be one of the last days of serious flat bets. Some good action going on. There's lots of talk about the weather, isn't there, about which course is going to go on. Potentially a decision could be made at midday today. This is Friday the 20th I'm recording. These are one of the things, or some of the things, that you have to just accept that are variables that are out of your control. We can look at form, we can try and work out which horses will go on which ground, but you do also have to trust which connections you're betting with and whether they're going to just have a social runner for the sake of it, which means they may run their horse even though it's got no chance of performing to its best, or we trust connections that actually they've got a very good horse here and they're not just going to waste the experience for the sake of today. Maybe they're running out of options and they may have to do that, but a lot of traders are quite vocal about this, and with it being Champions Day, top graded races, I think we can kind of work out which ones are going to go where. Anyway, enough of that. I don't even know the way to say it. I've taken the glasses off, I've taken note of the comments. I do read every single one of the comments out there, so appreciate you putting in what you fancy this weekend or how you've been getting on. Always like the video if you can, please, and if not already, do subscribe to the channel. So, following on from the first anti-post bet video from yesterday and last weekend, we had a good result as well. The Friday and the Saturday, all my bets did make money on each of them. I talked about in last Saturday's video the Friday stuff, so it was a 39% return on investment. There was a trade that was in there as well on Fostanovic. That made 75 quid, and we managed to pull the stake back off of that, so there was money at risk that come back in. So from straightforward punters, it's going to be, I don't know, not a different number, but I'm advising those bets as trades, so you just listen or you don't listen. I will do the profit and loss to Betfair SP as I've touched on Ranting and Racing. That first week, Swaff and Bullbeck went off at 14s and I backed him at 5s with extended places, but you could have backed him slightly bigger. I think he was 6 or 7s at the time. Wouldn't have been guaranteed odds though because we're doing it before, but I'm doing it for sort of Betfair SP or to Bookie SP as well. Then we had a different thing because Piro Sangui from last week I backed at 7-2, went at 2-1. Ancient Wisdom was the same price, that'd have been fine. And Certain Lad was well backed. I did extend the places, still got a better return out of that, but I'll do it all to Betfair SP and SP as well. And then the tradie type ones that I suggest, they're gonna have to go to a slightly separate column. I don't want to confuse things too much. I'll set up a sheet, I'll put a link to like a Google shared file so you can go and look at that. But like the likes of Goshen and Lots of Joy, right? I backed Lots of Joy at 44 on the exchange and laid out at 38, so a small amount to get a free roll on there. And a Lot of Joy actually went off a 6-1 favourite. So there's a bigger goal from there where I could have made more money, but I suggested those bets as bets to get my stake back, not bets to back each way. Same for Goshen, managed to get money back on that. Anyway, I digress. Last Saturday, we staked out 237.50. We got 439.25 back. That includes those stakes back from trades. So there's a profit of £201.75, 85% return on investment. That was decent. The total for the 2 days now, so we staked 441.33. We got 723.34 back with £282 and a penny up with 64% return on investment. Let's go. So we'll see how we go for this weekend. As I say, the ground could be issues and all that sort of stuff, but it is what it is. And in these videos, I'll start sharing just a screenshot or a picture and a link to the document of the profit and loss, so it's easier. Anyway, let's go. We talked about this on the GG Weekend Watch, so if you haven't watched that, I'll hopefully better stick a link somewhere in the video so you can go and check that out as well. I'll go through all of these with a bit more depth with Andrew Mount and Kate Tracy, but for the purpose of this video, to keep it short and concise, I'm just going to talk about what I bet, quickly edit on my phone, and I'll stick up each selection and bet to prove that I've done it up there. Now, I had a little bit of luck. I can deposit £20 into Coral, made a few quid on there. I talked about a lucky 15 on the Ranting and Racing show on Monday, do a novelty bit of a bet. I had 3 out of 4 in there. Sonagino was the one that let me down for a good chunk. Traded at 1.22, but never mind. So I've got a few quid in Coral now, which means I can use it. So although they limit me to £20 deposit, I can actually bet reasonable stakes on there. They do best odds guaranteed at declaration stage, really, when they've got them priced up. So I have got bog on all those bets, but I will be doing this as the prices that I've advised to you guys that are here, and I've got the now timestamp prices on these horses as well. This is why for me it's very important to do your profit and loss and to advise your bets to Betfair SP and SP. Look, we saw yesterday with the news from Clisson about Gaelic Warrior coming out that prices will change in the time that it takes for someone to see my published tips, and that's why a lot of people use like a Telegram group or a Discord or anything like that, because you can get it out there instantly. People should have their phone, they can see the notification straight away. But life right? Life gets in the way. I don't want people sat on their phones all the time. I know how much it's consumed me over the years. So I want to give these videos out in enough time that you can watch the video before the race and you can strike your bets. And regardless of when you put the bets on, if you're to follow my selections and you bet at SP, but mostly Betfair SP, only 2% commission if you've got the right deal, then you will still potentially make money. That is the profit and loss that I want to keep sharing with you guys. So as I say, I need to adjust this a little bit. It would be fine. And then those tradey ones, again, they're a slightly different beast, aren't they? But they're on Betfair, so we can keep them to one angle. We'll do it as we go. I'll get some feedback from you guys as we go. Anyway, I said I wasn't going to waffle. First race, Group 2, the Long Distance Cup. Coltrane I've backed. 15 to 2 is the top price at recording. I've backed him at 7 to 1. Done £12.50 each way. Thought the horse probably should have won it last year. A little bit unlucky in running, but I'm not going to give you my definitions because you can go watch the GG video for that. Then we've got the 6 furlong sprint. I guess it's Sprint Cup. Kinross, I bet that at 13. This is my best bet of the weekend. So I say best bet, like it's my nap of the weekend. It's 50 quid. I've bet on Kinross. 13 to 8 I backed out. You can still get 7 to 4 about now. So that is tapping the screen because the battery's going. That's an option. Then we've got the fillies and mares races, 1 mile 4. I backed Blue Stocking. A little bit reachy on this one. They've got cheap pieces on, but I think she's always there or thereabouts. Again, I'm trusting they're going to run the horse. Ground being okay, I think it'll be all right. She's run one at the course before too. You can get 4 places paid by most bookies. I've bet her at 9 to 1. You can get 10 to 1 about her. So I've had 12.50 each way on that. So just to go back, it was 12.50 each way on Coltrane. We've got £50 on Kinross, 12.50 on Blue Stocking. It's £175 total outlay for today for the 6 races. We've also backed Nashwa. Each way bet, I think it's good. She does want further. She likes the ground. I think she'll be there or thereabouts. John Gosden's already said she's in good order. She'll run. So I think she's going to go 5 to 1. I backed her each way. You can get 9 to 2 now. So I can't remember if I backed it a quarter or a fifth of the odds, but I've still backed her each way because hopefully a bit of a bet to nothing. The Champion Stakes, I am back in Moshtadaf. So I've had 12.50 each way on Moshtadaf at 7 to 1. He is now top price 11 to 2. Again, when you go to the GG Watch video, Gosden's going to walk the course Saturday morning and make a decision whether he runs this horse or not. If John Gosden says that it's okay for the horse to run, then the horse will do himself justice. If this horse does himself justice, I think he wins the Champion Stakes. So I touched on it in the video. He'll probably go off 7 to 2. I did touch on the video. I don't know how long the price will hold up, but I suggested at 7 to 1. His last couple of RPRs are 128 and 127. It's pounds clear of what anyone else in the race can do. So I think Moshtadaf was just the wrong price. And the fact that you could get the price that he was, 7 to 1, I backed him each way. So he's still 11 to 2. I'd still suggest an each way bet. There's 9 runners in there. If we get one taken out, it's still going to get the place terms. So keep an eye on that one. But Moshtadaf, I've done him, and I have done another £12.50 each way on him on Bet365. So I've doubled my stake. I'm mentioning that for the purpose of the video, just to be transparent. My advised bets here, right, is 12.50 each way on him. So it's £25 for each of the ones I'm doing each way, and then the £50 on Kinross. That's the bet, it's 175. I have personally put a little bit more on because I saw the Moshtadaf price was coming in. So I've done that on Bet365. I will potentially look on the side to see whether I cash that out and do a little bit of trading. He may never run, so it might not be a point. But I do think he's going to shorten up, and I think I might be able to take a few quid out of there. So that wouldn't be anything for in here to say, oh, all of a sudden I'm now going to say I've had double as much on Moshtadaf. I'm not doing it to say that. What I do with that bet will be a separate thing. There are just sometimes, right, when the prices are in a position where you think this is too good to be true, I like to sometimes get over the top of them, especially if I start seeing the odds checker blue go in, because it gives me time to think and make a decision after. And I do like to trade on the exchanges, but waffling about stuff I don't need to. Balmoral handicap as well. How have I even said it like that? The Balmoral handicap, 1 mile. Good race this. It's a bit clutchy, but Dancing Magic, Ocean Murphy was booked up for this horse quite early in the weeks. First time in a handicap. They've taken the tongue tie off, had a wind up, still got the hood on, although it says first time hood, so it's already worn that. It started the season at about 105, I think, or 106, down to 98 now. I think that's low enough. It's got a couple of RPRs in excess of 100, so I think it can run quite good. This horse was 20 to 1 or 25 to 1, I think. Maybe 20 to 1 when I was talking about it on the GG Weekend Watch. It has been supported. I could see that was going to happen. It feels like it's a very obvious shortener. There's a basement where this horse should go down to in terms of price. Like I don't know. If it's shorter than 12s or 10s, then think about it twice, but don't. I'm talking about doing this for Betfair SP and SP, aren't I? So I have backed this horse. When it was 20 to 1 and most bookies were 16s and 14s, it might have been 25s, I can't remember, but I went on Bet365, you'd have seen me do this with Certain Lad, you'd have seen me do this with Swaff and Bullbeck. I extended the places. So I've backed him, and you'll see up here, at 17 to 1 for 8 places. You can get 16 to 1 now, top price 5 places. So that's what my suggestion would be, to back Dancing Magic each way in the Balmoral handicap. So they're all the bets. 175 quid that's going out. I'll update you guys on the profit and loss as soon as I can. Be lucky, and I'll see you again soon.